What is up, guys? Wraith here, Great Bearded Gaming Society. We are back on our buddy Stinky Feets, and we are ready to take off for some different adventures. Oasis has been very kind to us. There's no doubt about that. Like I said, we are level 20. We've got our new last name, whole 9 yards, but the zone just kind of grinds on you after a while. Like, technically, yes. I mean, I conned some stuff on the way by. There are still some mobs here. We could still group up. We could still get some experience and get some things done. But I'm just kind of tired of the spot, to be quite honest with you. So my current plan, my strategy, if you will, is I am going to work my way across. Oh, apparently right up under an ogre. I'm going to work my way over here to the tunnel. I'm going to try to get myself a ride, preferably by a wizard. But we'll see if I can get a druid. I'll just have to get him to invis me first so they don't kill me. But I'm going to try to jump all the way across to North Karana. And I'm going to try my hand at some open field combat out here. We're going to check out the Karanas just for a change of pace, get away from some of these spots, see what we can solo, see what we can do. I remember from a very long time ago, well, of course, distracting myself here. I know that there was a lot of stuff available in South Karana, right? You have KFC and the very, well, the Aviac Fortress, we always called it KFC, years and years ago. But you're nearly not going to do, at least at this level, not going to do a ton of soloing out there. You might be able to pick off some stragglers. There's the Centaurs if you want to go mess with them, but you got to be a little careful with some of them because a lot of them are archers, of course. So it's trying to root and nuke and run away, and some of them have quite a bit more hit points than others. They're pretty far afield as far as their level range. There's the Hermit Camp, but that's always taken. We're not going to try to duke it out for that one. So I think mostly one of the ideas, one of the things that I remembered from a long time ago was actually right there, instead of going to South Karana, we're going to port to North Karana, we'll cut off and we'll go to East Karana first. And I remember in Eastern Karana when we first zoned in, and kind of hang a right turn kind of as soon as you get there. There was a hill. You used to have a bunch of knoll reavers and things like that on it. So we're going to check that out. I also remember there's some gorge hounds and everything through there. That might be some pretty decent experience. At the same time, if you go all the way to the other end of the zone, towards the high pass ramp side, I believe it was the high pass ramp side, any hoozle. There's of course you got the big spiders, the crag spiders. Now I remember we did some of the crag spiders on the Project Necro and got out there, but of course that one is slightly updated to this one. So we'll see if we make it that far across. I know those guys are super popular, but like I said, for right now, I think the biggest portion of our plan. We're going to get over there. We're going to check out some action. We'll try to fight them in a couple different ways, see what's most efficient. We'll see, obviously, if anybody else is out there and what we can do. But, so we're going to jump in here where all the other peoples are at. We're going to try to find us a port, and we will catch back up with you guys, hopefully, when we're landing safely on the other side and back moving towards Eastern Karana. Be right back, guys. Stick around. All right, guys. We have secured our ride, and we are dashing to North Karana right now. I believe we're going in the right direction. It's been a long time. But basically there is our, well, you can't see it now just because the way things, you can kind of sort of make it out over there. That's where the gypsy camp is. We kind of ran in that direction. The druid that we were with was very understanding and very nice to us, and I said, could we please get in a biz before we go, as I'm pretty sure I will be KOS as soon as we hit the deck. And I jumped out a little bit, got at a nice safe distance, and checked it just like I thought. Pretty much everything here wants to kill me, and that's fine. That's fine. The perils of being a troll. But here is our big wooden bridge. This is what we were looking for, so we can get ourselves into some East Karana action. My plan, for the first time in a while, I'm going to remember to use it, is we're going to get across here. We're going to bind ourselves up on the bridge, because there are no guards or anything right around in here. So I think what we're going to do is bind ourselves on this side of the bridge. I don't really think, and we'll see if I end up paying for it later, but I don't think that, well, do we get brave? Do we get brave? No, I think we bind up. I think we bind up just in case. If anything goes bad, at least we'll be close enough we could probably get our corpse back rather than have to get ports all the way around the world to try to find it again. So we'll bind up here. We'll do our adventures. If we need to reset later, we can. Kind of one of the things I was thinking is like, well, if we get stuck out here, we want to try to find somewhere else. But of course, on this server, there's a couple things we could always try to get in touch with somebody from Dial-A-Port, maybe have them come pick us up. So we're going to bind here like so. We have reset our bind. Now we just have to remember that we've done that, or we're going to like, oh, we'll go back to Grob and end up here in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, we shall see how it goes. And let's jump into East Karana here. Like I said, it's been, I'm trying to think of, with some of my adventures on some of the other servers, of course, you guys remember that we came in here and we were beating up that guy right there. But we don't really want to mess with him, so we're going to bail out on the early side, work on his swimming skill. That's absolutely horrible. We're going to stay well away from him. Now, of course, if we were a little bit cooler, we might actually think about tangling with that guy. And of course, when we did it on the TLP, he spawns like super fast in the TLP for some reason. This one, he's all nice and slow, but and there he goes. He's off to do his thing. And of course, that's got a Griffon running around up there. But my original idea for some action should be kind of right in this area, right over here. It should be a nice big open field. We should have plenty of space to pull back to. It's been quite a while since we've done some open field hunting. But keep very clear of the humans, because of course they are not going to like us. But what I'm hoping for is, if I'm remembering this correctly, is that we have the reavers and whatnot on this side, and we should be able to kind of pluck them out, pull them down here by the river, invite them down here. Of course, it looks like somebody else might already be doing that exact same thing, so hopefully we don't get too much in their way. Generally, I think there's enough for multiple people to kind of handle the area, because they just roam around on this hill up here. And here we go. Got our first reaver. And one of the things that'll do very well for us, I think, here too, at the same time, of course, we'll have we'll be able to boogie down. So we are going to give this guy a go. Doink. And off we go. We're going to bring him down here. Like I said, to kind of the beachfront area where I think will be the safest to deal with them. One of the things we will have to keep, of course, tabs on is that somebody else is around, is making sure that, one, we don't drag it over them, or two, we don't drag over a respawn that we're not familiar with, because we won't be able to eyeball the spot too much. But like I said, but our soul will be our saving grace in this department, because if all else fails, we will bail. We will root these bad boys to the ground. Like I said, he's already got the diseases on him, and now you were, oh, break the root. Of course you did. Of course you did. We'll melee with you for a minute. We'll melee with you for a minute. You rooted. It's a short minute. I'm out. Doink, doink. So a couple of things. Like I said, one of the reasons I was thinking about really doing this is, yes, we're still going to root rot. I will experiment some with, can we slow and just kind of tank some and see how we go. And we'll jump around in the zone. There should be some really cool stuff in the zone. It's been a long time since I've just kind of let loose in the zone. Like I said, we jumped over here on Project Necro for a minute, mostly messed around with the Squire. We went across the zone and did a little bit with the spiders. But there's a bunch of other stuff kind of in the middle. It also puts us relatively close to the gorge, so if we want to jump into the gorge and get in trouble there a little bit, we might be able to do some of that action. And of course, at this point, we have bind, we'll travel, right? If we get at this close range, we could probably even throw up the LFG, honestly, and just see, pick up a group on the edge of the gorge from here. We'll see how it goes, right? I want to leave the options open, but I remembered this one here being a pretty decent spot. And yeah, I mean, we'll sit down, we'll med, we'll do our thing, and we'll take our time. So we're not going to be in any hurry. That's why we're in P99, because we're not in a hurry. But one of the things again that was kind of driving some of the change is, while Oasis is a great spot to level in, you're really not going to make much cash. So we have survived pretty well thus far, honestly, on the cash that we got from the guards that we were looting. Let's see, and we are going to go the practice of mana efficiency here. So we're going to go with this guy instead. Let the two little dots do their job, because this guy should be close enough where if he does bust loose, he's going to start walking, and we'll walk behind him. Or he can just break loose early. But you know what? We'll roll with him for a minute, because he should start walking here pretty soon. And there you go. No, not in the water. Not in the water. What is this madness? Dogs don't like baths. Kid me with this. Trolls don't like baths either. Come on. Well, just get too close, it's gonna like accidentally zone us or something. Twerp. Really, clown? This is just downright comical. I was not expecting him to go for the drink, so this is what we're gonna do. I am just gonna poison you. Or not. Try it again. We're just like constantly being interrupted, probably because I'm horrible at swimming, I don't know. What we don't want is for this guy to start getting his hit points back on us. Yeah, that's a go back to the shore where I can beat you like I mean it. Thankfully, though, he does have our sicken on him, so he's not going to gain any hit points back, but annoying little pest. There we go. But those right there, boys and girls, were the reasons that I was thinking about coming over here. Took me forever to actually spit it out because I kept getting distracted. But the one thing I was trying to say about Oasis is while Oasis is great, it's got a huge level range on it, you're not going to make a lot of cash. I mean, if you stay at the Orcs all the time, you could do better, but the Crocs will typically last you longer, I feel, in the experience department because they are just bigger. But you're just not going to get really anything, for the loots in there, which has kind of stifled us a little bit. Like I said, we spent, the last chunk of our capital just getting, well, I wouldn't say chunk of our capital. We have some left in our bank back home, but we didn't have a lot with us. We spent most of it to pay for the port. So I always try to make sure I tip for the port. Felt a little cheap. It's like here, have 8 plat because I'm trying to hold on to at least something so I can try to buy my way back out of here if I need to. But yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of going to be our plan for a little while. We're going to sit around out here. I'm going to definitely mess with these guys for a while and kind of check back in and see kind of how we're doing. A couple of the bonuses this is we might get some faction. I don't think we're going to be here long enough to get like any crazy faction to where humans are actually going to really like us or anything. Not really holding my breath in that department, but it's also hopefully we can make some cash. We'll be because of where we're at. I don't think we have anybody out here we can deal with. We will just be pitching most of like silvery copper, but we can get some bronze that might be worth a plat or two. We can get some leather, which should be nice, and hopefully kind of start padding our back just a little bit. So let's go. Well, it's been for a little bit longer. Tell you what we'll do. I'll do a couple more pulls, mess around in the area. I'll check back in, kind of with some other thoughts to our adventures here in a few minutes. I don't want to go on for too long, but I'll be back here in just a few minutes, guys. Stick around. We'll be right back. All right, gang. So we've had a slight change of plan. We said we were pulling reavers. We were messing around with reavers. I mean, doing okay. We were, pretty efficient with root rodding them, and then we got a tell from a friend of the channel, Dragula over here, who saw that we were online and invited us to come over here and help beat up some crag spiders with a spider group. So we made our way across the zone. I forgot about Sir Morgan for a minute and almost ran slap into him. Of course, I think that's him walking right down the walkway again because he just walks one into the other. But yeah, we're gonna check out some group action here for a little while. Beat up on some spiders and see how things go. We'll check back in with you guys, like I said, here in a little bit. Like I said, it's a slight change of plan, but nothing massive, and hopefully we get some good experience out of it. We'll check back in with you guys here in a bit. All right, guys. So we just jumped back to our little bind splint from the spot we had over there. Like I said, we hung out for quite a while. We kind of didn't realize it had gotten later than we thought. It kind of crept up on us, and unfortunately, we have to adult tomorrow. But again, it was always fun. It's always super cool when somebody from the channel actually reaches out and we're able to group with them for a little while. So again, it was awesome. Dragula, thanks again for the invite. It was a good time. Said we knocked out a pretty hefty chunk of a bubble in a pretty short period of time. Like I said, if I'd really been paying attention to the time, and hopefully we'll get some more action in. this weekend. But with that one, guys, I said it was a good adventure. We got some good spots to go. We can group with the spiders. We can solo some rivers. We'll check around. Maybe check out some Gorge Hound action potentially. And at the same time, maybe slide in to check out the maze of King Zorb. But until next time, guys, as always, if you like what we're doing, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below. We'd love to hear from you. But I think I'm going to go get in bed before it gets too much later. Guys, stay safe, stay distant. Stay in EverQuest. We'll catch you guys next time. Night, guys.